This is the iPhone Air, the thinnest iPhone ever made, coming in at just 5.6 millimeters thick, truly a marvel of engineering and innovation. This phone feels light as a feather, and it's hard to describe the way that it feels in your hand. I got this phone in the Trust Me It's Blue or Sky Blue colorway. The iPhone Air is truly Apple's culmination of years of refinement and iteration. The iPhone Air is using Apple's Ceramic Shield front and back glass that is 2 times more durable than their first version of Ceramic Shield. The side railings are made of this polished curved titanium frame, and oh boy is this a fingerprint magnet. The back of this phone has the all-new redesigned plateau. This is by far the biggest visual change on an iPhone since the iPhone 11 Pro. All in all, the iPhone Air is one of the most elegantly designed iPhones in years. On the other hand, the iPhone 17 Pro is one of the chunkiest iPhones to date. We've been asking Apple for years now to make colorful Pro phones, and oh boy did they give us what we want. This is the iPhone 17 Pro in the very controversial cosmic orange colorway. People are very split whether or not they like this color, but for me, I honestly love it. Even more controversial, there's not actually a black color option this year on the Pro line phones. When you hold this phone, not only is it hefty to pick up, it is slightly thicker than the iPhone 16 Pro Max, and it is noticeably heavier too. This year, Apple has ditched the titanium design and gone back to using aluminum in a unibody casing with the Ceramic Shield back glass cut out, so you can still wirelessly charge the phone and allows for MagSafe accessories. The iPhone 17 Pro also adopts the even larger plateau design that the Air received, moving the LiDAR sensor and the flash to the opposing side of the camera bar. You would think that with the camera bar now expanding over the top of the phones, the Pro phones would not wobble on the table, but don't you worry, they still do. This is the first iPhone to have a triple 48 megapixel fusion camera array. This phone also features a very impressive 8x zoom lens. Check out these photos that I took over the past week using the iPhone 17 Pro. These look absolutely amazing, and now Apple is using a square sensor on the all-new 18 megapixel center stage selfie camera, which allows you to take horizontal selfies without the need to turn your phone to the side to take them. As a content creator and a photographer, the camera upgrades this year should be really compelling to anyone who uses iPhones for their photography like I do. Just for example, here's side-by-side footage of my 16 Pro Max and my 17 Pro Max shooting the A-roll for this video inside my studio. Speaking about comparisons, let's talk about the iPhone Air's single 48 megapixel rear-facing fusion camera. From testing this camera over the past week, the photos that I've gotten during the day have been okay, but the low light performance is kind of lacking compared to the Pro, which is to be expected. Probably the best part about the iPhone Air camera is the 18 megapixel center stage camera that the Pro has, so that is a nice addition. I do wish the ultra-wide camera came on the back though, and I missed having that extra zoom lens. And again, this phone is the ultra futuristic and minimal design that we've all been waiting for, right? With such a thin and innovative design, Apple had to do some major redesigns to the internals of the iPhone Air. The iPhone Air shares the A19 Pro chipset with its Pro counterpart, but this is where the internals start to differ a little bit. The Pro phone has the first ever vapor chamber in an iPhone. This helps the A19 Pro chip dissipate heat away from the chip out through the aluminum casing of the Pro. Apple introduced the C1 modem earlier this year inside the iPhone 16e. My assumption is that Apple will introduce the next C-chip modem inside the iPhone 18 next year. In my experience over the last couple days, giving it another year might be a good idea. I've had some connection issues using the Air over the last week and noticed a few drops in my network connectivity recently where I've not in the past with any other iPhone model. Both of these phones also have the all-new N1 chip that combines Wi-Fi 7, Bluetooth 6, and a Thread radio inside, which is the first for iPhone and will increase reliability and speed of AirDrop and personal hotspot. With all of these internal changes, the chipset improvements, along with the iPhone Pro's 8x telephoto camera, they had to completely redesign the way that they stack the internals of this phone. Starting with the Air, they have crammed all of these new chipsets and most of the motherboard into the space under the plateau. Then in the bottom half of this phone, they filled it up with the largest battery they could fit in this ultra slim phone. With the iPhone Air, Apple is trying to maximize battery life as much as they can, and in my test, I consistently was sitting around 30% battery life by the end of the day. I will say this phone does not have good battery life. It is okay and not as bad as you would think, but by no means is it outstanding. Flipping to the iPhone 17 Pro, this has literally the largest battery of any iPhone ever released, and it's truly impressive. In my last few days of testing this phone, I've been getting to the end of my day roughly around 50 or 60% battery, and honestly believe that I could probably go 2 days without charging this phone in normal usage. So you may be asking, which phone is best for you? Should you go Pro or should you go Air? The Air is for those of you who are okay with choosing form over function. The Air in a vacuum is an incredible phone, and with its feature set, hardware, and even camera would be an amazing choice for most people. But it's not the only iPhone out there. Yes, both of these phones have redesigned internals and ultra efficient pro level chipsets, but the Air is missing some key features that most regular people would prefer in a $1,000 plus smartphone. The Air is for those of us who are willing to give up on features to have the thinnest iPhone ever. The iPhone Air is a statement piece, and there is a market for that. If I did not use my iPhone to make content, I personally would choose the Air over the Pro, but for my workflow and most others too, the Pro is the obvious choice over the Air.